He's here?
Yeah, he's here.
Well, wrong
Your
one.
brother, Undertaker. He's here.
Step up, bring it. Yes, sir. Somebody gon' get their ass kicked. Somebody gon' get their
wig split. You never watched the
Eric G. Williams is in the house. Eric.
Oh, in the house.
How y'all doing? I never had walk-up music, so I feel blessed right now.
Did you ever watch wrestling? Do you know whose wrestler that song is?
I don't.
It's the world's strongest man, so you're welcome. He's got a Hall of Fame. Oh no, Hall of Pain. Don't induct us into the Hall of Pain. We're your friends.
The last time I watched professional wrestling was Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. So
oh my God, you didn't have to date yourself like that. My God. Still doing steroids and barely moving in the ring, dude. My God. Oh God,
Eric, how have you been?
I've been good, man. How about yourself? How y'all doing?
Good.
You know, I've been excellent because let me tell you something. You know, week 1 of the season, I was a little bit nervous. I kind of ran my mouth. I made a few bets. I'm a degenerate gambler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's very few people. Sometimes I hear this thing all the time where, you know, no one likes an I told you so. I hate to be the guy who say, I told you so. I'm not that guy. I don't have that problem because I'm excited. You know why? Because this is the first time I'm seeing you in a while. Yeah. And I won our bet about the Steelers. So I'm excited. That's one bet down. Okay. And now your guy over there.
I thought the bet was Russell Wilson would start week 7. So didn't I win?
No. That was not the bet. That was not the bet. I said he would start before the trade. Justin Fields would start before the trade deadline. And son of a bitch, what do you say? What do you know? Yeah. Week 1, there's the best running back in the league.
But Russ couldn't make it out of the cold tub.
He could. You know, how many high knees did you do in the green room getting ready? Because you know you try and imitate his game.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I can't wait.
I think with Russ, you do, and I'm a man of my word, so I will pay up eventually.
There you go.
So you know, let me know the date and the time, and we can get that done.
Oh, it'll be coming, my friend. I will let you know the date and the time and the place.
I can't believe.
I'm assuming it's going to be the same place.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, you already know that, but I just had to add.
I can't believe that they're thinking about benching
Justin Fields.
Yeah, it's a little surprising because I mean, you know, he hasn't played great, but you know, they've played winning football because of the defense, obviously, and he hasn't turned the ball over. I think they're hoping that Russ can give him some more explosive plays. We'll see if that's a reality.
Check the tape, my guy. I saw him in Denver enough, dude. But I was going to tell you, you know what's my other Steeler bet I have with a player? Did I tell you this one or no?
No, let's hear it.
Oh, I bet a player a 24-pack of Coke Zero. This is going to be the first year they have a losing season. Brought to you by your guy, Danger Russ.
Yeah. So maybe you will benefit from him starting now.
The back end of that schedule is tough for the Steelers.
I've been the biggest advocate and the biggest fan of Danger Russ getting him back in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping he was doing his 22-hour rehab and doing high knees on the plane, getting stretches out while everybody's asleep and doing all that other stuff. I'm excited, dude. I can't wait to see this plane just crash and plummet, or this stock. Let's use that actually.
I think it's gonna be a short leash for Rush.
Do you think it's bad that Pickens and Najee have already come out in support and they're kind of trashing the idea of starting Russ?
I don't think it's ever good. You have any kind of stuff like that happen in the locker room. So yeah, like it's something to watch if they're already saying stuff.
It's playing right into my hands, Eric. Can you see this? I have it. By the way, Coca-Cola, sponsor me. It's not that hard. Reach out.
Eric, obviously this Monday night Chargers at Cardinals. 6 o'clock kickoff. That's pretty interesting. It's going to be one of the later games because the other Harbaugh brother kicks off at 5:15 in Tampa Bay. So
not that one.
So that'll be interesting. Eric, what are some of your what are some of the things that you're looking for from either team? One thing that you're looking for from each team come Monday night. a key?
Sure. Why don't we talk Cardinals first? I mean, I think when you look at Arizona 2-4, I thought maybe they'd have another win. Maybe they'd be 3-3 at this point. Been inconsistent, particularly in the defensive side of the football, which I think is to be expected. They really lost some bodies up front. When you look at Justin Jones, used to be Chargers, out for the year. Bilal Powell, that is lost for the year. So there are 2 defensive tackles inside. Their best pass rusher, BJ Ojulari, they lost him to a knee injury during training camp. And then Darius Robinson, their other first-round pick, hasn't been able to get on the field. So they struggle with pass rush without those foundational players up front defensively. And because they can't get pass rush, it leaves their secondary open, to big plays. And so when you look at their defensive metrics, they're near the bottom in most of those statistics. They struggle to stop the run. And so I think that's an opportunity for the Chargers to really kind of control the game, run the football like they always want to do, see if they can get up early, and then kind of coast from there. The one thing that I think, the Cardinals can do is they can take the ball away a little bit. They do have 8 turnovers on the year, and that was one of the ways that they were able to beat the Niners on the road. They had 3 turnovers in the fourth quarter to come back and win that game. And then the other thing I think the Chargers need to be aware of is Kyler's going to run. He's going to try to get outside the pocket and create plays with his feet to make it easier to get in scoring territory. That's another area where the Cardinals were able to hurt the 49ers. So it's going to be important for the Chargers to really stay in their rush lanes, be disciplined, because Kyler likes to spin out the back. So you really have to kind of stay upfield and not let him get outside the pocket.
Dan, do you have a?
Yeah, I do. I just love what you're saying towards the end of that, right? Keep him in the pocket, I think, is the biggest key. Like, again, one of your boys, I know everybody gets excited to write about, the great one. Oh, Patrick Mahomes. We've never seen a quarterback like this. Oh, psych. He can't even strap up half of the guy. Well, whatever. I'm not getting on tangent about that. But, you see, I don't know. I kind of had an epiphany today, Eric. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm all over the place. I don't know if it's Coke Zero. I don't know what it is. I just think a lot of these guys, these modern day quarterbacks, really struggle just sitting in, stepping up, and just trying to move in the pocket and getting the ball out. We were watching tonight. Bo Nix was trying to escape the pocket. We saw that last game. Obviously, Mahomes, most of his big plays, that's where they come from, him escaping the pocket. And Kyler Murray obviously is no exception either. So, in my opinion, they need to do what they did for the most part in the first half against the Chiefs, which is essentially, like you said, have good integrity in their pass rush lanes. And then it's going to be a long night for them because they can't. What they like to do is escape. What they like to do is extend plays. And I think when you remove that, that's like taking an arm off of them, and they really just struggle. They don't put up as many points. So I'm totally with you on that. That's exactly defensively what they need to do, especially if Marvin Harrison Jr. isn't going to play. That's going to be another big upside, huge for this defense that's already been playing super well.
Yeah, the other concern I have, if you're talking from a Chargers perspective, is they have some injuries in that secondary.
Oh, yeah.
And so how are they going to hold up if Marvin is out there in terms of his ability to make contested catches? And really the key for Arizona is Kyler likes throwing the Trey McBride. Like, that's his dude. So how are they going to match up with him in the middle of the field in terms of, is it going to be Derwin? Are they going to bracket him? Are they going to try to man him up? Because he really accounts for a majority of their explosive plays. I think he's one of the better tight ends in the league, one of the up-and-coming tight ends in the league. I've been impressed with this play over the last year and a half or so.
Go ahead. My bad.
No, all I was going to say was I was going to make a stupid joke. I was going to be like, thank God Derwin James is free now. That's all I need. We're going to be good.
Marvin, do you feel like he's going to...
They're not hitting anybody in the head anymore.
Oh, my God. It's soft. Get out of here. It's soft.
Marvin limited today, but wore the what is it?
Yeah, looked like he was playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He had like all yellow on.
Yeah. That's obviously no contact and all that. Yep. Do you feel like he probably is?
I think he has a pretty good shot. I think a lot of it, depends on Friday and what he's able to do. He was limited, so he couldn't, obviously had the no contact jersey on. I think if he can take contact on Friday and is able to clear, I think, he'll have a pretty good shot to play. But, they take that up to Saturday as well. So he has a couple days to get cleared. And I would imagine he wants to play.
If let's just say the Cardinals lose on Monday, do you think Budda Baker may be a guy that teams start kind of calling in about and because we've already seen the Jaguars started kind of trading some guys. Obviously the Raiders just got let go of Devontae Adams. The Browns just let Amari Cooper go. Do you feel like Budda might be one of those guys on the list?
Yeah, I think it's possible. Obviously he had the contract situation a year ago and they were able to work things out. He's in the final year of his deal now. Safeties are making pretty good money. I guess the thing with the Cardinals is he's one of the leaders on that defense, probably the leader on that defense. And the Arizona Cardinals need better defensive players. They don't need to be given good defensive players away. So I think they need to keep them and to build around them. They're going to have a ton of cap space next year. I think they're projected to have over $100 million in cap space, so they can sign them. And they're kind of in year two of this building process. I projected them to win 6 to 8 games this year. I don't think they're going to be in the playoff conversations. Would be surprised if that happens. But I think next year is kind of their year. They have more draft picks. They have all the cap space, so they can really go out and make some splash signings. And I think it would be nice to have a foundational player like Budda already on the roster to kind of show other players that they're going to bring in. This is how we do things. But, maybe he wants to leave. I think that has to be part of the conversation too. Maybe he's tired of playing there and wants an opportunity to play for a team that can actually, do something in the postseason.
Dan, wasn't there somebody who had the Cardinals making the playoffs?
Thank God. I was thinking that this whole time, but I wasn't sure. But thank God you bring this up, because let me tell you, I don't know if you know this, Eric.
Yeah.
Our compa, well, sort of compa, because sometimes he's a scumbag, but Fernando's co-host, Gilberto Manzano. He had the Raiders making the playoffs. He had the Cardinals making the playoffs. So far, I don't know.
The Viking, what did he have the Vikings going?
Minnesota! He had them going 3-13, and they won 4 or 5 straight. It's just a good season for your boy Dan and Dago, because, I don't miss a moment to shit on that guy. I'm like Shohei Ohtani or Otini or whatever. That some bitch is coming down middle of the plate, and I'm going to smack that thing to Timbuktu, dude. You know what I mean? So this has just been phenomenal. It's just funny to me, right? Because not too long ago, when I don't remember if we did it with you or with someone, but we went through the schedule. I said at worst they get 10 wins, at best they get 13 wins. The Chargers. All of a sudden, Cowherd or one of these turds says it on TV. Gilberto starts trying to buy some stock. All of a sudden, I was saying that 2 months ago.
You were the first, right?
I'm telling you. They think I'm a madman, Eric, but there's a method. There's a method to the madness.
Yeah, I had the Chargers going to the AFC Championship.
He does.
I know you do. That's why our mojo right now is looking good, because you picked us, not that scumbag on the other show over there. You picked us. You have good energy.
I just want to say I want to give Gil some flowers for taking some big swings.
There's none.
Dan's gonna step on him.
He may have missed by a couple feet, but at least he took some swings.
Oh no, I know. 100%. I'm just giving him shit.
Dan's job is not
last week. Yeah, exactly. You know what we did last week? We pulled up his SI picks and we started going through them.
He had the Broncos beating the
brutal.
only SI guy. Broncos beating the Chargers. He had the Seattle Seahawks upsetting the 49ers. The Commanders beating Baltimore. So,
but what offended him the most is that I said he picks favorites. He was like, I did not pick favorites.
Eric, you tweeted about this Monday night about bringing Mike Williams back to the Chargers.
Yeah.
Diana Rossini tweeted out that the Chargers, the Saints, and the Steelers have all made contact with the Jets about Mike. I don't know what's going on with him. Wednesday's practice, he was he did not go to practice for personal reasons. Shows up to practice or to the facility today, but does not practice. And again, it says personal reasons.
He was in a torture chamber with Aaron.
Ayahuasca.
His 20,
Yeah, Aaron was
20 whacks.
Yeah, exactly. Eric, what do you feel like he would bring, first of all, to the Chargers if they did trade for him?
Yeah.
And what do you think they would have to give up for a guy like Mike, who's on a 1-year deal, would be a free agent, basically would have to do everything all over again next offseason? But what do you think he brings to this Chargers offense?
Well, I think in terms of getting him, I think it's a $10 million deal. So about 30%'s already been paid.
Yep.
I think you're probably looking at a conditional 6th or 7th, depending on playing time. That could raise that pick up to a 6 or leave it at the 7th. I think by doing that, the Chargers are able to kind of stay out of a bidding war if he gets released, and you're able to bring him back to the roster now. Obviously, they need receiver help when you look at their roster and injuries as well. I think Quentin was out of practice this week, and Ladd's dealing with the injury. Looks like Chark is started their 21-day window.
He told Chris Rim that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to play on Monday.
Right.
That he still feels rusty. So that means that probably be the New Orleans game if at the latest. Earliest,
obviously Mike has had his injury issues when he played for the Chargers, so that's a concern. However, you're getting a guy that Justin is very comfortable throwing the ball to. So he already has chemistry with him. He knows the organization. He knows the medical staff, and they know his issues in terms of his body, which I think is a plus. I mean, they kind of know how to deal with him, how to work with him, how to get him right, how to get him ready for game days on a weekly basis. I'm sure he'd like to be back in LA. It's where he lived for several years. So there's a comfort level there. There's a comfort level with him in terms of the team members. So I think he could be productive right away and really kind of give Herbert more weapons on the outside, which is what he needs.
Well, and this is what Dan and I were talking about on the pod after the game on Sunday. We haven't seen the consistency yet from the offense. They've had moments against the Raiders. It was towards in the middle of the third quarter, fourth quarter. Yeah, great. Against the Panthers, it was a roller coaster. First quarter, good. Second quarter, kind of third quarter, good. Fourth quarter, kind of weird. Against the Steelers, the beginning of the game, great. Rest of the game, terrible. Chiefs, same thing. Even against the Broncos, they got it to a fat lead and they kind of held it towards the end, but they couldn't get it going. They need consistency. And it kind of feels like if you bring in Mike, teams could zero in on him, and that frees up other guys to kind of get open, and you have a healthy rotation of receivers where you're not having to think, oh wow, like on Sunday at one point it was hobbled Quentin, a hobbled Ladd, it was Will Dissly, and I think it was Scott Madlock in the red zone, like those 4 guys, and then a running back. Like that's pretty bad. I mean, and I remember Herbert rolled out to the right and he threw over Scott Madlock's head, and I'm like, why? Like Scott Madlock should not be in the end zone running a drag route back there. Like they need to do something else. So I just it feels like that would add another level to their receiving core, and obviously you can tell that Jim and Joe are not like the previous regime in a sense, where they're looking to add guys, or looking to mix and match, or looking to do different things. And it seems like it is attainable that whether it's Mike or somebody else, they could add another receiver before the trade deadline because they know their quarterback needs the help.
I think anytime you're going to add a piece like this, it's important that you know who that person is and that they're going to fit in your locker room. I mean, that's one of the reasons why the Jets added Devontae, because, Rodgers knows him really well and knows what he's going to get from him. With Cooper going to the Bills, I mean, you're not totally sure if that's going to be a fit because, you don't know if he's going to fit in that offense. I feel like with Mike Williams, if they're able to get him, I mean, that he fits because you've seen it work before, albeit, it was a different offense coordinator. It's the same team and the same quarterback. So I think it makes too much sense not to get done. I just wonder what other teams are going to be involved and what they're going to be offering. And I wonder if your favorite team there, Dan and Dago, the Chiefs, are lurking in the weeds, wondering if they could perhaps get Mike to play for your boy Patrick Mahomes.
They're like any prostitute on a street, Eric. They'll say yes to anybody as long as for the right price. They're absolutely unbelievable. But I totally agree. It's not a bad move. Who knows? It's not a bad move. But the only thing I said is I don't think these guys really want to trade. Whereas before, I won't say names, but the previous regime held those, draft picks as gold. And then when it came time to cash in, it was all, warm manure. I think.
Are you talking about the 2019 first round draft pick, Dan?
I hate that guy, Jerry Tillery. He's the worst. He's one of the worst first rounders I've ever seen. Although, well, no, he's actually improved this year. But whereas now, I think that's Jim Harbaugh's biggest superpower that he's going to have over a lot of these other coaches, that he knows every single person coming into this draft, for the next at least maybe 4 years, let's just say, because he's been recruiting a lot of these guys. And I know it's just a 6th round pick or whatever, but maybe this is a guy who can actually hit on 6th round picks, and they're not just special teamers and they get cut 2 years later like we saw in the previous 11-year tenure. But you don't think there's any way, it's just kind of like a prodigal son story. Like they just call up Mike. Hey, Mike, just come home, get cut and come home. Don't ignore the, Satan that's over there in Missouri. Just come home to LA. Come home to Justin. He misses you.
I think GM Joe Douglas is going to have something to say about that. I mean, he went out and signed Mike with the idea that he was going to be their number 2, and there was high expectations for him when they brought him in, and so he's going to want to get something for him to kind of save face.
Well, but even more the reason, like, the leverage is in, the Chargers court. You know what I mean? Like, because, the fact that, I'll be honest, as brutally honest as this will be, the fact that the Steelers are reaching out makes me laugh. Who the hell's going to push them the football? None of those two guys. Sorry. The Saints reaching out. Who the hell's going to push him the football? Sid from Toy Story, or Spencer Rattler, or Spencer Reader, whichever other one is in the league that has a similar name? Like, let's be real. There's very few teams who could actually, and then on top of that, who knows what kind of condition Mike comes back in? You trade a 6 and he still looks like this on the field. That's not going to be good either. You know what I mean? Maybe they know something we don't.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
I'll let you in on a dirty secret. Usually when those reports come out and those teams are named for a reason. Either the teams want their names out there, so it looks to their fan base like they're trying to get guys.
Yeah.
And usually there's some other teams that are actually more interested that aren't named.
Yeah.
Again, because those teams don't want it known that they are interested.
Yeah,
so while, the Chargers and the Saints and the Steelers have been named in those reports, I would imagine there's a handful of other teams that are in there as well, but they're trying to keep it under wraps so people don't know that they're interested, so they could try to keep the price down in terms of compensation for trade.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I was telling Dan, knowing how Harbaugh kind of is and Joe kind of is so far, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't go get, I don't know, defensive tackles or like defensive help, like
guards. And give me a guard, give me a center. That's what I freaking need up in this mother.
Totally surprised that you named an offensive guard to be picked up.
My God, have you seen what I've been going through? I'm having a stroke out here.
Like right now they just showed Marshawn Lattimore, and that's the kind of corner that, like, a Jim Harbaugh, like that's the kind of, I mean, he's obviously owed a lot of money, but still, like, with them right now about to fall to 2-5, and then if they lose to the Chargers, they'd be 3-6. They may throw in the towel and look to offload, because you know how they operate down there. They're up against the cap, they're 50 over, and then the day of the new league year, they move everything around, and then they're back to being at zeros. But I just wonder, because I still don't think that they're done tinkering. I still think that they need defensive line help. the Chargers do. I know Puna Ford has been like really, and you told me about him when we were driving up to the Raiders Chargers game. You're like, he's solid. He's a guy that's pushed. Tart has also been a good player that they brought in from Miami. I had heard he had disciplinary issues, but if he had a coach that could light a fire under his ass, he'd get a jump start. And it seems like the Chargers have done a good job with him so far. So there's reasons to be excited about that, but also I feel like they might make moves in that way as well, because I mean, you're going to need some more defensive help, and just my 2 cents, I feel like right now with teams being once they start becoming sellers, I wonder how interested these guys are going to be in when it comes to buying. Because like Dan said, last year or previous years, Telesco really wasn't into all that. I mean, he probably made a handful of trades, if anything. One of his trades was for Cardell Jones a couple years ago, and
really want to piss me off.
So he wasn't really like that. I just wonder how active Joe and Jim are going to be once it gets closer to the trade deadline. But
yeah, I don't expect them to be that active, to be honest. I mean, I don't think this is, less needing the Rams and F those.
Oh,
picks.
No.
I think if it makes sense and it's sensible and they don't have to give up a whole lot, like the Mike Williams trade, then I think they do something like that. But I think we also have to remember this is the first year of a rebuild. I mean, they are rebuilding.
Yeah.
And so if they sneak into the playoffs and are able to get a game, that's great. That's great.
Exactly.
But really, they're building for year 2 and year 3, and so I think they kind of want to save their chips for those other years where they have a legitimate chance to win a chip. And if they go on a run, great. But I don't feel like they're lining up to get it done this year.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like we're on the same wavelength. That's exactly what I was about to say. See, this is why we're good buds. We get along with you, and with that scumbag, we just gotta beat the hell out of him sometimes.
Dan just wants them to eliminate one team.
That's it. All I need is one. Okay. One out. Those damn Swifties over there in Missouri. I can't take another run of it. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna
go watch the Swifties this weekend. I'm going up to Levi Stadium to.
Oh God!
Wow! I thought you were going to Arizona.
Who do you have? Who do you have in that game?
I got the Niners winning. I think. That's why they're finally going to get it done.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean anything. Like I hate when they do.
That's why they're going to win.
Exactly. I hate the stupid revenge complete. Oh, what? They don't have a trophy, but yeah, I totally agree. Like they're moving towards year 2. That's the goal. Like they're gonna. I am in agreement with you. They're gonna ride out this season, and like you said, they make the playoffs. Amazing. If not, all right, we're on to year 2. The all-in's not going to happen this season, as much as we think Harbaugh's the second coming and everything else. But I think year 2 is really going to be the time where you really start to see business pick up.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Tony Romo and Jim Nantz, or is it Brady and is it a Fox game, or is it a?
It is a Fox game, and it is a Brady game. That is correct.
Wow.
That whole owner stuff is so interesting to me. Have you seen the memes?
I've seen a bunch of things.
The memes are hilarious, dude. The memes are hilarious about Brady walking into the Raiders facility, and he's like, "All of you guys suck. Let's see how I'm gonna fix this."
Eric, who do you have in this Cardinals Chargers game?
I like Chargers. I just think they're the better team. I think they have better health. I think they're more physical up front on both sides of the football. So I do like them to win this game if they're able to limit turnovers. And I think Herbert is going to make some plays with his arms and with his feet. So yeah, I'll take Chargers by a touchdown.
What do you think about the
touchdown? That's it. That makes me a little nervous right there, my guy. Don't you know Call of Duty's coming out? He's probably distracted.
Hey, Cardinals beat the Niners a couple weeks ago on the road, so anything can happen.
Who cares?
What about the Cardinals offensive line? How has it looked so far?
Looks like they're going to get Jonah Williams back. Their starting right tackle, who's been out for a couple weeks. But they lost Hernandez, their left guard. So they're a little beat up front. Beecham is their swing tackle who could sub in there if Williams is not able to go. But no, that's a great question, Fernando. They have struggled with injuries up front, and that's something to keep an eye on in terms of being able to both run the football with Connor, who's one of the harder running fullbacks in the league, and then protecting Kyler.
Eric, before we let you go, I have to show you a couple things. One, there's an anniversary. You can see the screen, right? Like you can see the. Okay,
I can.
There's an anniversary of the famous Dennis Green this week.
2 fumbles. What do you see about the Bears? We shut them down that way.
No, we just the Bears are what we thought they were. They're what we thought they were. We played them in preseason. Who the hell takes a third game in the preseason like it's bull? We played them in the third game. Everybody played 3 quarters. The Bears are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
I love that.
I was about to say the same thing. You see how we're on the same wavelength? You can't be a stranger, dude.
Yeah, he's
I need
good coach, by the way.
backup. Oh, I'm sure he is.
He was great. No,
The other day I was watching something. I can't remember. It might have been Tom Brady talking trash to Ray Lewis or something like that, but it was some type of chippy game like that. I'm like, I miss real grown man football and not this little boy football they try and play nowadays. It's just disgusting, dude. Like, it makes me nauseous, honestly, half the time. There's no real rivalries. Even some of the rivalries, they're kind of weak with it, but whatever. I'm just kind of like,
Eric, could the Raiders be letting go of this guy? Listen to what Max Crosby had to say today.
Oh my God.
I'm not here to rebuild. I'm here to win. So, I don't know whatever that means, but yeah, I'm here to win now, and wherever I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be here to win. So that's all that matters to me.
Wherever I'm here, I'm kind of confused. Those are kind of 2 different things right there.
Wow, that's interesting.
Is that as bad, do you think, as the I'm a Raider forever and then wants to trade out of Las Vegas?
Is that Devontae?
That was No, I thought that was Derek Carr. Wasn't he saying I'd rather be retired than not a Raider?
Yeah.
That guy's lame.
I still don't expect Max to go anywhere. I just feel like he's a Raider.
I mean, they have $100 million. They have a bunch of picks.
I've seen this story.
If Tom could offload him,
quarterback.
it'd probably be,
ask Fernando's theory on that one.
Who's going to be the quarterback next year, Fernando?
For the Raiders?
Sanders?
Shadur, let's go.
Let's go.
Dude, I told Gilbert, I don't care
I'm
who
all
the
for
Chargers select. Like, we're jumping in a car and we're going to the Raiders press conference for Shador.
Yeah.
I want to be there for the day.
I want to be there too.
That's why. Okay, all 3 of us will get in there. All 4 of us. Dan's coming too.
Yeah,
we'll all get in the car.
It'll be like The Hangover.
I know.
Exactly. We'll just disappear the weekend. Also, we'll just see what happens.
We're gonna go and we're gonna see what Shador. I really want to see what Shador has to say.
See, Senor Vivmont's not happy with you, dude.
That would be hilarious. We'll 2 more things and then we'll let you go, Eric. We appreciate your time. Eric, do you know what's Dan's favorite podcast right now?
Don't start this.
I could go a lot of different directions with that, but I'm just going to listen to your answer.
Oh, yes, this is.
Mark shredded the defense. I mean, just
oh, man.
Feeling really nicey. Like watching Jared Goff go 18 for 18, 292 yards and 2 touchdowns. I couldn't do that pregame warm-up. Jaden Daniels, just a rookie, 26 out of 30, 87%, 231 yards. He rushes for 47. He's doing everything. Shredded, baby.
Oh, man.
There's 2 things I want to say about this guy right now. Number 1, I wish he would live stream NFL games and just give uncensored commentary. I would watch that on YouTube. Even if it's behind a paywall, I would rather pay for that than Sunday Ticket. Second thing, if Roman doesn't work out, let's give him the OC job.
No, you don't.
I want those mics on them.
No.
I want those,
man.
dude. I still every time I see a certain washed up
Who are you talking about?
I'm trying to think of the word. Washed up. What is it
Has-been?
called when your family member gets you hired? What is that called again? Oh,
Nepo.
Yeah. Every time I see that washed up Nepo baby over there with Dr. Florio, all I think is scatter to West right tight, F left. Yeah, F left, 372. Why stick Z spot? Do I make you nervous? Say the play. Say the play. That
Eric,
was him in that sound effects.
last thing for you. Again, we appreciate it. Theo just had a quick question for you. He said, Mr. Williams. Oh, you even got a Mr. Williams.
Wow.
There you go. Shout out.
He said,
Thank you.
Sorry, you put some respect on my boy's name.
Mr. Williams, I got a question, sir. What can Coach Harbaugh do to keep Minter from not leaving? Eric, fans are freaking out right now, and we're only 6 weeks into the season because they think that Minter is going to be the hot name next year for a head coaching job.
Well, I don't know if it's anything that Harbaugh can do, but I know what the Spanos family can do is give him some more money. I think that always helps somebody want to stay where they're at. I don't see him leaving, to be honest. I know that the defense is playing pretty well, but I don't see him in line to get one of the head coaching jobs in the NFL. Maybe he could leave to go coach college potentially if that's what he wants to do. But I mean, it's pretty nice living in Los Angeles.
No, it's not. Well, I guess if you're rich, yeah, but everywhere else, no thanks, dude. No offense to anybody.
He is rich.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No offense to anybody else here. There's no way you'd catch me
Not
living in
living
LA,
in a
dude.
studio in Costa Mesa.
Oh no. See, but that's Orange County. Orange County is about as far north as I'll go. Everything else, I'm good. I'm not doing it.
We've had that conversation.
Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah, that time. Oh, never mind.
No, go. Okay.
I was gonna say that Burger King trip you took me to was really an eye opener. I was like, first off, I was like, damn you and your bladder, but all right.
Eric, I think not this Friday, not next Friday, but the Friday after, Dan has his bye week. So hopefully that Friday we can get together and go get some pizza and hang out and have good conversations. Are you going to the New Orleans game?
I think I am going to go to the New Orleans game, but I'll have to check my schedule to make sure.
No, you are. You already said. Dan, you should have seen. Some Chargers employees saw Dante, Eric, and I getting out of the car. They're like, "Oh my God, our San Diego carpool."
That's hilarious. The real question is that we need to ask this man: are you going to New Orleans in February?
Ooh, I hope so. I'd like to.
Friday. We're gonna punish our livers that week. You better be there. Except for now, he's got to make sure I make it home.
I have some spots we can go to.
Ooh,
let's freaking go.
No,
yeah. Oh, let the dog out. Row.
Eric, we appreciate you so much for jumping on with us. It's always a great time. You are the best. Again, we appreciate it, and we hope you have a great rest of your day and an even better weekend in San Francisco. Danny's going to San Fran. Anything you want to tell him before he goes?
San Jose, actually.
Oh, well, yeah.
San Jose, San Francisco, Bay Area. It's all weird. Be careful up there, dude.
You guys be careful in the desert.
No, I won't be going to Arizona.
Oh, what desert am I going to?
I did.
I like it. Was nice when we went. It was fine.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
The Airbnb we got that time because we got upgraded. It was pretty nice. I like that. Actually.
Oh, yeah. But we'll do it soon. But Joseph said shout out to you, Eric. So thank you so much.
Eric.
Thanks, Joseph.
Just give Mahomes as much bad luck as possible. If he gets hurt, he gets hurt. It's no big deal.
Oh my God. All right, Eric. Thank you so much. You are the best. See you later. Thank you.